Okay. All right, everybody's coming in. Welcome, Beth and Wilma and Diane and Maud. So nice everyone is joining us.
Nice to hear you. Not that I don't love seeing everybody, but I haven't seen Diane in a while, so I am very happy to see her here. Hello, Wilma and Maud. Sorry, I'm getting my setup done, so I apologize. I'm not on screen yet. I will be on screen in just uno momento.
Takes us a little while to get going sometimes in the morning.
Yep, and I'm trying to get this silly.
Nicole is joining us, so I'll let her in.
Oh, so good to see her. I emailed with her yesterday. Was hoping she would make it, so that's great. There. Oh, Maud. Hello, Maud. Hello, Nicole. So good to see you.
Hi. How are you?
Good. So, wait, just 1 second, ladies. I gotta get my setup here.
Leah's just getting set up.
Yep, indeed.
Okay.
Trying to get set up here.
Brittany is joining us. Welcome, Brittany. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, I'm sure you guys can hear all the commotion. Let me see what's going on here. Well, I don't know what this is going to do. Sorry, everyone. Trying to get this stupid thing to work. There we go. There we go.
And Brittany said hi to everyone in the chat, and that's great. If you guys ever want to add any comments or questions,
yeah,
feel free to use that chat.
Yeah, the chat is great too. Oh, great. The chat is great because, sorry, I'm having such a hard time today. Yeah, I keep trying. Go ahead.
Gabby joined us. Welcome, Gabby.
Oh,
Thanks
nice
for being here.
Gabby. I haven't seen Gabby in a while.
Oh, I've been in Mexico.
Oh, how fun. Wow. Okay. All right.
Oops, we can't hear you now, Leah.
Sorry. I'm in my nephew's bedroom, so this is where I have to do things. I'm his nanny. Now I came to live with him for 7 months. He's 17. He doesn't have his permit, so we're trying to get him his permit. So I'm like his nanny, and he constantly threatens to give me a 2-star rating on nannies.com if I don't start doing better. So, oh my God, it's been quite fun, but they did uproot everything. So here we are. So it's a little bit. Hey, Whoosies. Oh my gosh. Welcome, everyone. This is so great to see you. Yay. Beth, hello. Hello, Nicole. All right. So let's get started, right, Jamie? Should we just jump right into it?
Absolutely.
Hey, first of all, let's celebrate that we're all here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yay. We're going to give ourselves a hand. We all showed up. We made the commitment. Yay. That's always exciting, right?
Yes.
Now we can start. Gotta do that celebration.
We need a little fireworks button on Zoom that we could just push and fireworks would go off.
There probably is one. I don't know.
All right, we'll look into that.
So we're going to talk about, oh yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There she goes. Oh yeah. I never do those reactions. So yeah, I'll do the, oh, look at that. Isn't that so great? You just hit the little celebration thing. All right. So I better lower it here. Okay. So anyway, so let's get started on, this is very, I don't know, very common, I think, is that people are like, how do I meditate? It's hard for me to meditate. They're not doing it every day, right? They're not meditating or doing some type of practice every day, but it's a lot easier than it seems, don't you think, Jamie?
It can be, yes. You know, I know a lot of people who tell me, oh, I just can't quiet my mind. I can't do that. And we certainly live in a world of a lot of distractions, you know, probably more so than ever. You know, so that can be a problem. Really, it can make it harder for us on that hand. And yet it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be this formal monk style meditation, which is what I think a lot of people think of when they think of meditating, right? It's like, oh, we come in, we meditate for hours, we're the monk. And it doesn't have to be that way at all. We can make meditation work with our daily life. We really can. And it can be much easier that way. It's just learning to look at it a little differently, I think.
Well, I think a lot of times too, we will focus on it when we're going to work with animals. But then I love how all the little dogs are joining us. So Diane's got a dog, Nicole's dog popped on. Now we've got little Sophie there.
Sophie, yeah.
So, but we think, oh, okay, I'm gonna meditate because it's for the animals. But really, when we look at ourselves, right, we can't be of use to the animals or connect as deeply if we're not doing the work on ourselves. And that's why we have the precepts, waking up in the morning, saying the precepts, saying all is well, all is well, all is well, because in this moment, all really is well. Those are all meditations. You don't have to sit quietly for half an hour. You can sit with your dog, you can sit with yourself, and just for today only, maybe you're really worried, do not worry. For today only, do not worry. For today only, do not worry. Or all is well, all is well. Or if you're a level 2, maybe you do the chanting. Maybe you do chokurei to help balance you. Maybe you do honshaze shonen or seihei ki. There's different tools that we have that can really help us get into that meditative state more frequently. Also, I always tell everybody, when you want to calm down, when you want to meditate, play music. Play the same song every time. So it's Pavlov's response. The minute your mind hears that, boom, your body goes down. Like my dogs, I think you said this too, Jamie. There's like certain music I'll play for my dogs and boom, they're down because that's the Reiki space, right? So that music almost helps create that space. So there's lots of ways that we can do this, but the most important thing, and I think our most important takeaway, is it has to be consistent. And the more consistent you are, the longer you'll be able to meditate, right? Because I've talked about this. I haven't been diagnosed with ADD, but I have a form of ADD and it's really hard. I was an executive assistant for 30 years and you're like this, boom, 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 boom. You don't sit and relax. So when I learned Animal Reiki in 2007, it was very hard for me to calm my mind. So what I focused on were the precepts, and literally the precepts became my go-to for everything. If I sat with an animal, I just sit and breathe and say the precepts because it kept my mind focused on something, right? And I noticed that because at that time, right, we joke about this. When you come and learn Animal Reiki, they advertise what you want, but you end up getting what you need, right? And so when I was doing level 1, worked at a really huge law firm in Silicon Valley for a really high-powered attorney. And it was really stressful. But by doing that simple precept meditation, I started to feel a lot calmer. And people at work started to notice, oh, wow, I like working with Leah because she's really calm. And I like, oh, give that to Leah because she doesn't freak out when things, so I started to get calmer and calmer at work. And then, of course, you're calmer at work, you're calmer with your friends, you're calmer with your family. It all starts to bleed out. But then when we go sit with the animals, guess what? We're not as stressed. We're not as attached to like anger or worry or resentment or whatever that is. So that when we sit down with animals now, guess what? Our light is really bright because we've done that practice every single day. And it's really easy, right? You wake up in the morning, you say the precepts. You go to bed at night, you say the precepts. If during the day, you feel yourself getting aggravated, you say the precepts. It's so passive, yet so incredibly powerful. And then we go to sit with the animals and boom, now we're in that space because that's our happy space, right? We love being with animals. It's the people we have a hard time with. But if we can like strengthen our muscles, through the precepts with people, then guess what? Being with animals, that's a piece of cake. So I want to turn it over to you, Jamie, and then we'll open it up for comments.
Yeah, I would just add, I think I've taken a lot of different Reiki classes besides to let animals lead. And nowhere did anybody stress the importance of this practice as being a way of life, not just, I mean, I thought of it as something you just go, you turn on, you do to the animals, right? Or you're, oh, when I'm in this space, then I turn this on, whatever. And it's not that at all. It's a way of life, a way of being, a way of showing up in the world.
Absolutely. Because that's the whole point of the practice, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing this to be more deeply connected with animals. But the only way we can be more deeply connected with animals is by going to the light within us, right? So that enlightened place. You can't get into an enlightened place if you're worried about your phone or what's on the computer or what's on TV or all this other stuff. The enlightened place is a quiet place. The animals already live in they're just these living little Buddhas, you know, they're all in that enlightened state of light. They want us to join them, but it's harder for us because we have to do this practice. But how easy is it if we have the precepts? Now we can just start to let go, get into that light. Now, you know, it's like the yoga, what is it? The light in me sees the light in you. The Buddha in me sees the Buddha in you. You know, the peace in me that is reflected in you, whatever that is, but we're all going to that deeper place. It's, you know, right now we're all surface. It's all surface. We're attached to our anger. We're attached to whatever we're feeling, even love, right? You know, oh, we're attached to that emotion, or we're attached to the incredible experience you have. Like, you know, when I was first meditating with the tigers, oh, so attached to that experience with the tigers. But the reality is that when we can let go of all that outer stuff and go to our light, the connection is so much deeper. Now we connect easily with animals, we connect easily with people, and we can even connect easily with people we don't like, because we can see that at their core, they're a beautiful light. But all this stuff on the outside, it's what's happened to them in life. So you can look at someone like let's say Trump, for example, you can look at him and say, wow, you can tell he wasn't treated probably in a very loving manner as a child, right? You can tell he was probably raised by a narcissistic parent. You can tell all these things just by what he's exhibiting. And so whether you like him or not, it's like you can go, oh, wow, I can look at this man and I can see. And a lot of what the reason he acts the way he acts is insecurity, right? It's a lot of things with a lot of people. There was a joke, my friend and I used to have this joke, and anytime there was something, you know, like somebody would do something, we go, oh, that's because they're insecure, right? Because that really is the root of a lot of bad behavior. It's insecurity. That's kind of a tangent, but for ourselves, we can, when we go deeper, when we go to that light, we can start seeing people for who they really are. And when we can start seeing people for who they really are, guess what? We can be kind and compassionate, because we realize it has nothing to do with us, has everything to do with what they're going through and what they're experiencing. So it's a lot easier for us to be loving and kind to people when we're in our practice. And the easiest way to do that is through the precepts. And then you build up, right? Then you go into the Joshin Kokyu-ho, or you start doing meditations. So if you don't have anything more to say, Jamie, I'd love to open it up and hear any comments, like any shares or any questions.
And I'll just add one thing that's really simple, you know, and that's gratitude.
Yes.
I love Christmas time because all my ornaments are of my animals, or, you know, there's memories to them that I'm very grateful for. And I just sit in the morning with the lights low, just the lights on the tree and the meditation music playing. And I go through it, and I'm grateful for each one of those things. And that puts me in such a beautiful space and so connected to that light. So anytime we practice gratitude, we can be in meditation.
Right, because you can't be mad if you're grateful. You can't be upset if you're grateful. It's almost impossible. I mean, I dare you, be grateful for something and try to be mad. You can't. It's just, it balances us. I think gratitude does. Yep. So Mel, thank you so much for putting up your hand emoji. If you want to speak after Mel, you can raise your hand physically if you don't know how to do the emoji, or just use the emoji. So okay. Mel. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. I absolutely agree with that. I've been doing the precepts again very regularly in the morning and at night, and it makes such a huge difference, especially since I've been working with a lot of people and their animals recently, and some very, very you know, difficult situations that the people are going through with their animals. Also, I've been working with a wildlife rehabilitator. So we've been rescuing animals, and she's teaching me a lot, which is awesome. But the meditations and doing the distant Reiki, they're all, it has been incredible how much stronger it's been. I'm literally like, I can see the energy flow, like visually, I can see it. And it's just, and they're all in it. So it's not just I'm doing distance sessions. I'm at the fourth one for my clients' animals. But I also encompass the one baby squirrel and 2 baby bunnies. And and it's just the energy flew, like it was just flowing so much more. And the meditation, I got in it so deep, I literally had to pull myself out of it. So I had to try and get myself, I was like, I'm taking myself out, but I'm letting it flow until it's finished. So that it can just go to where it needs to go. I sent some to myself, but I sent some to even my cats. I was like, there was so much. I was like, I just got to spread it out, but I detached myself from it, and I let the energy flow until it was finished, and I could feel it when it was done. And being grateful for that, it's just the gratitude part of it is so important, because being humble about it is just, the humbleness, the grateful, the precepts, they just work so well. And I'm so appreciative of the precepts because they do make a huge difference.
Absolutely. So you're saying when you were doing because I think I got a little bit confused when you're doing the distant that it is helping the rehabilitation animals.
Oh my God. So it's just unbelievable. Like they came into the rehabber for, they weren't doing well. And it was such a massive session. I was literally not like, it was just outside of me so much, but it was inside, but it was just everywhere. Like I could literally see it everywhere and feel it just like reach so many, all of them. They just all were encompassed. And the more there are, the stronger it gets. If it's one animal, it's focused on that animal, and it's very it's not as strong, but the more animals that join in, it is just incredible how much energy flows and how great I can't even explain it. It's just it's like, wow, like mind blowing, it's
like, and I think I love that you're saying that, because I think that when we let go, like when you're going into your meditation, I would assume you're not thinking about what's wrong. You're just thinking about your light, right? You're focusing on your light, because even though like the little baby squirrel comes in and the baby bunnies come in and it's very sad and it's upsetting, you're focusing on that light. And when we focus on that light, what expands, like Jamie was saying earlier, I don't want if you want to mention about that, like what we focus on expands. And so we were talking about that, right?
Yes, absolutely. If we continue, our energy follows our focus. And so if we're focused on, this poor animal, they're hurt, we just create, we give more energy to the problem. But if we're seeing their light and their love and their perfection, we give more energy to that. And let's face it, we've all kind of had people do that to us. And where do you thrive better? When people are, like, oh, I'm so sorry for you, and, that kind of thing. Or if they're lifting you up, seeing, all the good things in you, that's where we thrive. And it's the same with animals.
Oh yeah. I mean, do you want someone going, oh gosh, that's really sad that happened to you. Wow. I wonder how you're going to get over it. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. It's really, blah, blah, blah. Or do you want someone to go, oh my gosh, yeah, this happened, but you know what? There's so much good that's coming to you, and look at this and this and this, there's a huge difference. And also in our words and our thoughts, like, right. If you're thinking, I love you, I'm so happy to be here, right? Your energy's here. But if you're like, oh, this is really sad, I'm not sure what's going to happen, now you're down here, right? The energy. So it's really easy just to shift it with our words.
right?
So Nicole, you have your hand up. Let's hear from you. Oh. Welcome. It's good to see you again.
Thanks. Yeah. I've ebbed and flowed, and I guess I'm flowing because I'm here. Good to see you all. Yeah, I was just going to share, you started off talking about how this is a part of your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So this Sunday I'll be doing a fair that's called Bark in the Park, and I'll have a booth, and I'll be doing at no cost 15-minute little sessions with people and introducing them to Reiki and educating them. So my husband and I were out to dinner over the weekend, and we got this waitress. She was kind of young, and a few things kept going wrong. Like, she brought this vinaigrette instead of the Thousand Island, and she said, "We're all out of iced tea." And I'm thinking, how could she be out of iced tea? And I said to my husband, I'm just going to breathe, and I'm going to send her, some helpful energy. I am not kidding you. A couple minutes later, she came over. At the end, when we got the bill, she said, "This is my 3rd day, and I want you to know, out of the whole restaurant, you guys were the only ones who were accepting of me and my imperfection." And my husband, just his jaw dropped. And I said, "That's what I'll be doing on Sunday with the dogs."
I love that so much.
Wonderful.
But I think it's such a great example of how you changed that girl's night, right? You could have been one more person that brought her down, and instead you elevated her so that she felt seen and heard and important and also accepted, right? I love that she said that to you.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And that's another good thing too, because you have to remember, when you do these fairs, a lot of people will come up. I remember we did the AHVMA, and at first, people were coming up to our booth. "What is this? That's weird," whatever. And they started to get chair treatments. And then pretty soon we were the most popular booth. Like, for the next 2 days, there was a line down the hallway of people standing wanting to get Reiki. So it's really interesting, people and their perceptions and what they feel. At first they might be like, "Oh, that's weird," but then something subconsciously, just like that girl, shifts in them, and they feel something, right? And they feel that need to either say something or to go and participate, like in the chair treatment. So, because we had vets. I mean, it's the holistic, so they're open to alternative, but they were very like, "Oh, this is weird." So So Mel, I'll get to you in just a second. I want to see if there's anybody else, since you've already talked, if anybody else wants to share. Yeah, Mary Lynn. Thank you, Nicole. Really appreciate that. I love that. And good luck this weekend.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mary Lynn.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yesterday, I was at the animal shelter where I volunteer, and I was having a beautiful meditative experience with some cats. And I happened to be in the cat room that was right next to the lobby. So as strong as I was focusing, I overheard there was a dog that was brought in by a family, a mom and her 2 little boys. And I had a feeling they were surrendering the dog. And I overheard a few things. So, and I overheard, like giving the dog a hug and this, and there I am, and I'm feeling the interference of sadness. And I stopped everything. I said, "Hold on, cancel." And I talked to myself saying, all is well, because this family is doing such a responsible thing, leaving this animal, their beloved pet, in with this fabulous rescue. I have to say, they're so loving and everything is marvelous. So I just kept that up, and I found it really helped. That the all is well, breathing and telling myself this is a good thing, but I was cognizant of sending them Reiki for comfort. Mm-hmm. So that's it. And
I love that.
I have to say it. I'm so glad I know about this. So I could not ruin the experience for the cats or me.
That's really wonderful, because I know there's a time not that long ago when that would have stopped you cold, Mary Lynn, and you would have quit for the day. You would have just gone home. So what progress, you know?
Yeah. Let's all give Mary Lynn a clap.
Thank you.
Really exciting, Mary Lynn. And that's beautiful that you were that's beautiful that you were there for that dog, right?
Yes.
Love that. Thank you
so much. The right place at the right time.
Diane, I would love, I don't know if you're open to talking. Hi. So Diane is starting a farm sanctuary, or she's taking over a farm sanctuary, and she's a member of Sarah, but she had a really cool experience with this fearful French bulldog that I want her to share, because it's a really good kind of example of what happens when we're in our practice in difficult times.
Hi.
Hi.
So I had a foster Frenchie over for the weekend, and I was fostering it for a foster who had to go on vacation, and she fosters for the French Bulldog Network, and she's always getting these French Bulldogs who are in horrific condition. You know, they're usually from breeders. They've been having litters after litters. This one particular, her name was Penny. She was so scared, and she had been emaciated, and, you know, such poor nutrition. Her hair had completely fallen out. And this woman's really been working with her, and she dropped her off, and I had sat down to do my Hara meditation and breathing, and I had it on the screen in the background so I could have the music going. And I wasn't even thinking of doing it with the French Bulldog at that point. I was doing it for myself. And she had come in the morning. I couldn't even get her leash off because she was just so petrified. And, you know, she came with another French Bulldog who was much more outgoing and calm. But as soon as I had started, you know, I was just kind of ignoring, you know, what they were doing. And I had looked and I saw her playing with toys. She was just playing and so peaceful and so happy. I grabbed my phone and I'm like, I have to film this for Leah. I have to show her. It was just so amazing because, you know, she hadn't had a lot of experience being around people at all, except for maybe whoever these breeders or whatever were. Mm-hmm. And she was not really open to touch, you know, obviously couldn't get the leash off of her. But to see her just in a strange house with a strange person, she hadn't even been there for, you know, more than 30, 35 minutes. And she's just off and playing while I'm meditating. And I thought, this is crazy, but it works. And it shows over and over again, all the foster dogs that come through. And it's always the same, you know, type of response where they're just getting comfortable. And it's like they know they're in that safe space, and I don't have to even be directing it towards them. It could be, you know, me I'm working on, or I'm just focusing on myself and calming myself and breathing, and they respond, you know, and in this case, instantly. You know, of course, others have taken much, much longer, but this was just crazy. So I sent the video to the foster Frenchie mommy on her vacation, and she was like, oh my God, I've never seen her play with a toy before.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So she's like, I got to know more about this Reiki stuff. She's like, you gotta, you gotta help me with Penny. And I said, of course, you know, you can bring her anytime, you know, and I can show you. And I gave her the website for Sarah and everything. So I think we have another believer.
Well, what I love most about this is I think that this highlights how we don't even understand how our subtle energy is. Like, you know, so you think about, here's the dog coming in, and of course you're worried. Oh, is she going to feel comfortable? Is she going to feel safe? You know, is she going to be able to let me take her leash off of her? Right. And they're just like that worry energy, right? But then you did your heart, you were just like, ignore, you know, just let that go and go inward. And when you did that, it's almost like something snapped, released, right?
Totally.
And she just felt, and again, let animals lead. You didn't ask anything of her, nothing. And it's so incredibly powerful when we do that, when we just say, no, that's up to them if they want to join or not. And to let go of that focus on them, even a slight focus, even like, okay, I'm creating this space, you know, I'm offering it to you, but you can take it. No, it's just, I'm creating a space. Right. And I think that that's that higher level, right? At first, when we're first learning, it's like, okay, I'm creating a space, I'm inviting you in. But then the more advanced method is, I'm just creating this. And now, because that energy is shifted, now the animal can really feel supported in a way that we don't really understand, right? Energy is just something so deep, we're not going to really be able to ever understand it, I think, completely. But look how freeing it was for that little girl. And like even her foster mom, after having her, and I know she must have had her for a little while, because in the video, she looks pretty healthy and she's not emaciated and her hair is back. To never have played with a toy, to be at a stranger's house, someone she doesn't know, and for those of us who knows dogs and even cats, I mean, that's incredible. It takes them a good couple of days, and they're certainly not going to play. To feel that, I mean, what an incredible shift.
It was awesome.
I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing, Diane. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I just love that so much. And I'll try to get the video of that too, so that you all can see. Because we can put a link in the YouTube and the Facebook. So link to Diane's video, because you'll see the cute little French bulldog and how adorable she is. And I thought, oh yeah, she looks just like a healthy, normal, cute little French bulldog. I didn't know at first who you were talking about, because she was healthy and happy and you could tell, but then you said the leash and I'm all, oh, so it's that one. You could get the leash. Thank you so much, Diane. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So before we get to Mel, is there anybody else, Gabby or Maud or Beth, Wilma, Beth R, if you want to talk? Okay, so Gabby, yes, go ahead.
I'm actually signed up since March for a mindful meditation training program, which goes for 2 years. And then I will be accredited and all that. And yesterday we had our peer group meeting. And I was telling them actually, so it's a little twist on the whole thing, that for me, when I meditate with animals, I can actually go into it faster. I can get, I'm calmer. I don't fidget around so much, because this energy is not only coming from me, it's going back and forth. And I think that's really, really important, that it's like this.
So are you doing the, what is it, the John Kabat-Zinn meditation program?
And Jack Cornfield.
Oh, Jack Cornfield. Yes. Yes. Okay. Nice. Wonderful. Congratulations on signing up for that, Gabby. I'm excited for you. And I love for them too. They're going to get to hear more about animal Reiki. So applause for Gabby. Yay.
I was so curious about it. So that was really nice. Yeah.
That's super nice. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for you. And keep us posted on what happens. Because again, you know what? We have to get this out to more people. Like the Reiki world is so small. We've got to start sharing this in a bigger, more effective way to people and talk about it in a way that people can understand. And so we are working on that. I think that that's our big goal for Sarah this year, is to find a way to talk about this where people can really hear it and understand it and go, yeah. We started a workshop this last Saturday at our Sarah meeting. We're going to be building on it. So I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. And Gabby, I hope that you can join us on one of the calls, and I'd love to hear your input. So thank you. Beth R and Beth B, Maud, Wilma, did you want to comment on anything or share? Yeah, Maud, go ahead.
I just love the synchronicity. I just started the course and I'm week 3 now. And this morning I took my son's dog for a walk and I managed to do the Hatsurai walking. Although I scared my dog by doing the Kenyogo-ho, the dry bathing.
Yeah, don't do the dry bathing in front of animals.
She ran away. But then I found myself with quite a lack of concentration, and the 5 precepts helped me. But then I got lost again by, I don't know what. It was lovely weather, and it had been a long time I walked this dog. But I think I was in a kind of relaxed state because I live in this area like over 30 years. And on my way back, I saw for the first time in my life a beautiful tiny red fox just crossing my path. And it ran off, but I never saw it. So later on, I realized, whoa, was it also maybe an energy thing? Because it never, ever happened to me. And I've been there often. So, yeah.
Definitely. So I was saying in my earlier class, I had a morning animal Reiki for Reiki practitioner class that Beth Ritchie's in. And I was saying to one of the ladies, Gabby, there was like a hill and a bench, and it's kind of a busy place though. You know, there's cars that go by and people that go by. And she sat there, she's going through a hard time. Her father is getting ready to pass away and she can't be with him. And so she just started to go inward and meditate, and her dog calmed down. And then she was meditating for a while and she opened her eyes and there were 2 deer that were standing there supporting that. And they didn't run off. And her dog, who usually barks at the deer, was just looking at the deer and looking at her. And it was this beautiful space. And we were talking about how through this practice, right, we have a light, you know, we're born with this light. And through the practice, we start to uncover and clean our light. So it gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And then when we do that, we may not feel that different. We may not think our light is that bright, but the animals show us that, oh, that's beautiful. That feels comforting. That feels safe, right? So the little red fox comes out because you're safe and that light feels really good. So what a beautiful validation that you're getting deeper and deeper into your practice, Maud. I love that.
Wow, I only realize it now.
I mean, it's a process, right? Like we've all been doing this, or we've all been studying this for some of us for a while. And it's, you know, sometimes we have to be reminded. That's why we have this group, so we can come together and remind each other that these miracles are happening, and they're happening because we are in our practice. And it's going to expand, right? So your light just gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and the animals come. And I know Mel's probably got some things to say about that. But before I get to you, Mel, I just want to talk to Beth Ritchie for just a moment. So Beth, you had said, and I think we should open this up. You had said that you had a kind of some trouble when you go to the shelter, feeling emotional. So do you want to expand on that a little?
Yeah, so I don't think about their past as much, and I don't see them like, oh, poor them, they're like broken or anything. I just see them as like the amazing dogs that they are. What I do struggle with is my sort of emotional attachment to what home they're going to go into. Like I work in it's a city council run shelter, so we can't be as picky about who they go to. Obviously, we're not going to put them to anyone bad, but yeah, it's not always like, my boss is scared of getting complaints, so she doesn't. So yeah, she's not as selective as I want her to be. And I think that worry sometimes gets in the way when I'm trying to like meditate with them.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's important. I love that you like explain that a little deeper, because so here's the thing. We can't change what's happening, right? So that's a certain situation that it's set up a certain way. And in a way, it kind of seems like maybe it's set up for failure, right? So these animals might be going to less than ideal homes. And this is something, the more you work with animals, the more you know, right? We don't know what we don't know until we know it. And so you think about yourself when you were younger and you treated animals a certain way, and now you know better, right? And so if you can look at this like the animals are going to a home, and animals don't, how do I say this? It's like, if we were a human and we were in a less than desirable home, we might go, oh my gosh, this isn't perfect. This isn't it. But animals are adaptable. And sometimes the people get exactly what they need. So maybe it's not ideal at this moment, but maybe the animal will shift the people and that's what we can send love and light to, right? That we send love and light to the people. We send love and light to the dog. We let them know that they're supported, because as we talked earlier in class, miracles happen in that space of love and light, like what Diane experienced, right? She's just creating that beautiful space of love and light for herself. She's just doing that meditation, but yet the effect rippled out, and we don't even know how much further it rippled out, right? It could have rippled out, I mean, miles across the world, universe, because our energy is that big and that strong. So for you, if you can just send love and light to your boss, knowing that she feels trapped, right? And love and light to the animals. Like you said, they're not going to go to horrific places, maybe less than ideal. And I struggled with this, because you think, oh my gosh, I will, like out on the street, I see people, and I just go, oh my God, why are you doing that with your dog? Or they have the wrong harness, or they have this, and you're just like, oh my God, that poor dog. But you know what though? The dog is happy. The dog meets the person where they are, right? And that's what's really most important. And dogs, cats, horses, all these animals, they help us be better. So focus maybe on that, Beth, that energy, and that can help you. Because I love that you're not feeling sorry for the animal, but yes, that's a hard situation to be in, but it's only hard for you. For the animals, and sometimes if we send love and light, the animal will come back, because the person will say, this isn't the right animal for me. So they bring it back, and that's not a bad thing. And now the animal has another chance to get a better home. But a lot of times I've seen this happen, like it's happening right now. My sister found this little cat. She was in heat. She was meowing outside her apartment door. And we think that one of the other apartment people that might be a cat hoarder, maybe let her go. And so my sister took her in, and it's been, kind of a big deal, but I took her in yesterday to get spayed, and already 2 people want to adopt her. And we thought, we were trying to find a rescue for her. But I on Monday night or Sunday night, when I flew back from Portland to here, she had this cat. I hadn't seen it. And I'm like, oh, good grief. Like, we don't have enough issues right now. We've got this little cat who's in heat. And I just lay there and I was doing, Reiki, and I just felt so much love and light in my whole body. It was weird. I just felt so much happiness. And I'm like, oh, she's going to get a dog. This is all going to work out. You can start to feel, you know what? All is well. All is well. Because now I know we have 2 really great homes. And one of them, my sister actually knows. It was this random thing. And she goes, oh my God, are you Nicole? Oh, I'm Teresa. And they're like, oh, Teresa. So you never know, things happen. Animals make things happen to get where they need to be. And it's not like with people, we would be so upset if we were like let's say as an adopted child, we go to an adopted family, they don't treat us well, right? And so we have a lot of issues with that. With animals, they meet the people where they are. They see the people where they are, and they love them for where they are. That's why an abused animal can still love their person. It's not Stockholm syndrome. It's they see the light in that person. So just like with the fox, seeing the light, right? With Maud, that's what the dogs see, the cats, all these animals see the light in the person. And that's what they focus on. So right. If you can remember that, Beth, that might be a lot more helpful. I don't know, Jamie, if you want to say something about that.
Yeah, I think sometimes we humanize it. We think about how we would feel, and this is the kind of home they need. But I really believe, and I know it's true in my case, animals, they come to us for a reason, either to teach us or they find us. And all of mine have found me, people would describe it as horrific ways, some of them. But it hasn't been. It was just something they went through, and they found their way to me. And they had things to teach me. What they went through taught me things as well. And so I do believe that they will meet us where we're at, and they come to us for a reason. So when they go into homes, we have to be careful not to humanize it, because it may not be the care that I would give. But I don't have children. I don't have a lot of other things. My animals are treated like royalty, and so if I expect that from other people, they may not be able to do that. And animals don't necessarily need that. They need to be loved. They need to be cared for. They want to be with us. And even some homeless people, I see them at the park. Their dogs are the happiest dogs I've ever seen.
Healthiest dogs. Yeah. They are healthier than the homeless people.
Yes.
So yeah. We can't judge. Also, remember, animals since the beginning of time have been coming to us to help us evolve emotionally and spiritually, right? So you think about how animals were treated 30 years ago, how animals were treated 20 years ago. We are always constantly getting better, but we can't get better unless we learn, and we can't learn unless we experience being with that animal, right? So Beth, they are little Buddhas, and they come and they know their spiritual path is to help us connect to that true light within us. So thank you so much for that. I hope that's helpful. Yeah.
That's actually massively helped me, like really, really has. Like it's helped me feel, it's almost taken the pressure off of me a little bit, and just, letting things be, because it'll all work out. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, and Nicole's giving us a heart to that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Yeah, no. And that's what I love about these sessions, is that we all come with different experiences, and we can share about these problems that might be coming up and get some really good solutions and tools to combat it, because it helps me too, right? It reminds me it's okay not to, I don't have to feel bad when I go out there and see these animals, because we're all human. We all have those emotions. So Mel, I know you're waiting patiently, and I want to make sure, Wilma, do you have anything you want to add? No. And Beth B, do you have anything you want to add? You do. So yay.
Oops, we can't hear you.
Oh, still on mute.
I just wanted to share an experience I had this weekend. I went to a farm sanctuary, and I was having a hard time getting grounded and centered. And Kelly and I were sitting in the field. And so I started to do a very, very deep, intense gasho, because like I said, I was having a hard time getting grounded. And then all of a sudden I felt this butt on my hand. It was like it was a sheep, and he just kept butting on my hands. And so it's like I couldn't have been too far off, but it was just so cool the way he came and butted into my hands. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. So
I love that so much.
It's like the practices, it was the meditation practices that did it.
Oh, I love how Jamie's giving you the celebration. But also, you know what? I love that you brought up gasho, because remember, gasho is a meditation too, right? We're bringing the two halves together, yin and yang, dark and light, peace and maybe distraction, chaos. Or you could look at it, wisdom and compassion. We're bringing them together, right? In this space, at our heart. So that right there, we're connecting in this beautiful space of peace, where all healing is possible for ourselves, for the world, for everyone, right? So just coming into this beautiful space of gasho, already you can feel your energy start to go down and go, okay, centers you. I love gasho. If I'm feeling really stressed, I'll just go, right? Because immediately I'm bringing myself into balance at my heart, and it's reminding me only love matters, right? Only this space right here is really true. This is my only reality. Everything out here isn't even real, because what's happening out here, we all experience it, getting stuck in traffic, doing something, a bill, whatever, they all go away. But the love, that connection is always staying. So just remember, gasho. Thank you so much for that, Betsy. Don't you love these? I just love these, because there's all these really rich nuggets for us. So Mel, thank you so much for being patient. I just want to give everyone a chance to speak. Oh, and really quickly, I'm sorry, Brittany, did you have anything? I don't know if you can unmute, or really appreciate you joining us. And maybe you can only do chat. So go ahead, Mel, and I'll look for Brittany too.
No, that's okay. I love this too. It's like you learn so much from everyone's experience. It's literally like sitting in a class. You know, we're all students, we're all teachers, because you can teach me something, I can teach you something. So it's like it's great. I really
That infinity thing, right? Just
yeah.
like with the animals, it's my light meets your light. There's
Absolutely.
no giving or receiving, there just is. It's now we're joined together, right? So if you're two stones and you connect together, you just poof.
I just wanted to say, when I did my you know, the person whose cats I was working with, I also tried to remind her to stay in a loving energy, and not she was crying because her cat wasn't feeling good and she was home, and I'm like, they told her to put her down.
Wow.
And there was really, it's an emergency vet thing. I think a lot of emergency vets tell people to put their animals down way prematurely. It's happened to me before too. I kept reminding her, I'm like, please, I'm like, be happy, have happy tears for her. If you're gonna have tears, let them be happy, full of love, and be happy she's home, and like show, like, you know. And I'm like, I know it's not easy to just going through a traumatic experience, but you're helping her and yourself and your husband and your other cats when you stay in a positive energy and just love, like have that love coming up. And when she started shifting, and I was on the phone with her a few times, I'm like, when she started shifting, her cat also started shifting. Wow. And I was like, it's just and then she's like, this was very hard, but it works when you're, you know, that's why I like to do the initial visit in the house, so I can see what their environment's like, you know, what they're like. And their other cat felt that stress as well. And I'm like, it's going to help relieve the stress from your other animal, from the other cat as well. I'm like, and it makes such a huge difference when you think of the place of love instead of the sadness. And you know, how my poor animal, when I'm like, be joyous, like be super happy that your cat is like in your living room instead of not with you anymore.
Absolutely. Right. I love that. And I love how because at the end of the day, what we're learning is how to be more loving and compassionate. That's really what animal Reiki, this whole practice, this let animals lead, it's leading us to love and compassion, leading us to where the animals live naturally. And I love what Nicole said here. I just came up with this angle. If anxiety is the absence of safety, maybe the animals walk into the feeling of safety we are admitting, even if they only experience that safety briefly, then they get shown that safety exists. I love that. That is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And that is, you know, and that's really true, right? Maybe they're leaning into that safety. And yeah, I got a big heart from Beth. So thank you. So we have some time to do, unless anyone has any last comments, you can just unmute and say. If not, yes, I love this so much, and I'm going to save this. I love that, Nicole, and give you full credit for that. That's beautiful. It's really, and that's the teachable thing too. And I love that. That's really powerful. They're leaning into that safety of us. And I think that we all like had that light bulb, like, yeah, that makes so much sense. So Jamie, I don't know if you want to do a meditation or if you want me to.
It doesn't matter today. What do you feel like?
I don't care.
Well, then go ahead and lead it.
All right. So we're going to do Joshin Kokyoho. And if you don't know Joshin Kokyoho, it's just breathing into our belly, and we're going to connect to the light within us. So we'll go into Gasho, and we'll close our eyes. So we cut out all outside distractions, and we'll set our intent that we're going to dedicate the energy of this beautiful healing circle to all sentient beings. But let us also take a moment and put in any people, animals, or situations that need extra support and need our love and compassion. Whenever you're ready, you can put your hands face up or face down on your lap. And I'd like you to focus on your breath, breathing in a clear light, pulling that light down into your belly, into your hara, and igniting the light at your hara. And on the out breath, feel that light at your hara expanding. Breathing in light, pulling that light down to our hara, connecting with the light within us. And on the out breath, expanding that light through our bodies. Every breath in, we feel light and love. And every breath out, we feel the expansion of love and the release of all tension. Any tightness you're holding on to in your body releases with your breath. The light at your hara grows brighter and stronger until it fills your entire body with light, filling every cell of your being with light and love. Feel your light seeping out every pore of your body into the space around you. You are this beautiful light. And whatever color you see, maybe it's gold or blue or purple, that is your own unique healing light. That is the light the animals see. That is the light the animals connect to. At your core, you are this light, filled with love, peace, joy, and balance. You radiate compassion. Let us just sit in this space of light and love, welcoming any animals that join us, welcoming any people that come to mind. If you feel your mind wandering, bring yourself back to your breath and back to the light within you. Slowly bring your awareness back to your breath and start to bring yourself back into the room. But keep your heart open and this beautiful light that you've connected to and built within you shining. I'm going to slowly bring ourselves back. And maybe bring your hands into Gasho. Give thanks for all who joined us. And setting your intention to keep this beautiful open space of love and light within you throughout your day and into your night, into tomorrow, into your week, into every day of your life. Always knowing you can come back to this beautiful space and tap into this energy that we've created together. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you all so much. That was so wonderful. That was really strong. I didn't even want to come out of it. I was like, oh my God, I could stay here for so much longer.
That was nice. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you, everyone. Your energy was just, oof, it was really big. This was a great call.
Great call. Wonderful call.
Thank you so much, Brittany, Diane, Beth Ritchie, Gabby, Nicole, Marilyn, Wilma, Maud, Beth, and Mel. So happy to have all of you here with us today. It's been so amazing. And thank you, Nicole, again, for that beautiful statement about safety. I'm going to remember that. Mm-hmm. Yes, Wilma, thank you so much. Yeah, the energy is flowing. And so we'll see you all next week.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for creating this space.
Oh, you're so welcome. We are so happy to. Bye, everyone.
Bye.